them down, please, photographers. Thank you. Say that, Frank.
Got it?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take a seat.
Right, left.
Okay, who'd like to start things off? Moose.
He's everywhere.
It's a bit of a surprise. Welcome to Chelsea. In terms of seconds and minutes, how long did it take you to take this job?
Well, not seconds and minutes, because I think it's important when to address the fact that I was fortunate enough to have a really good opportunity last year at Derby. I'm very thankful to the opportunity, Mel Morris first and foremost, but for the whole club, for the fans, for the players, the staff, everybody there that welcomed me. So it wasn't an easy decision on that behalf, because we had a really good year, and I enjoyed it. So the reason I suppose the decision was not minutes and seconds, but pretty quick, was because it was this club. This is the one club that made a decision, again, not easy, but a decision that is a club that I played for 13 years, a club that I don't probably have to sit here all afternoon and tell you how much I feel about it, but I do. So the possibility, the opportunity to manage, having played here, having felt the club, to manage this place, this club, these fans, these players, was huge. It was huge.
I know you're really excited, but is there also a little bit of apprehension?
I think apprehension is the wrong word. I'm very aware of what a job of this size means in football. Having played here, I felt the pressure was high because of expectations, because of pressure I put on myself. Having been a manager for 1 year at Derby, I realised that on this side of the fence, the pressure is much more at whatever club you're at. And of course, when you come to a club like Chelsea, who have expectations, who have standards, who are competitive year in, year out, I understand that. So I can't hide away from that. So I wouldn't say apprehensive. I'm a realist. I understand what's wanted from me from within the club, and I'll try and deliver.
And finally, I was here last October when you brought Derby here in the League Cup. I saw what you did to this stadium in terms of the electricity and the vibes you gave this stadium. I mean, you must be obviously looking forward to Man United away in the Super Cup, but the game here against Leicester, your first home game of the season, and the reception you're going to get.
Yeah, I am, and when I came back with Derby, it was surreal to have a moment as an opposition manager, but to have the support I had from the fans, it was incredible and it was emotional, and I really, really appreciated it. And now I'm here, of course. I mean, I don't want to dwell on emotions too much. Any manager, any player has a tingle, has a feeling when fans sing or when they appreciate you. So yeah, of course, and I am looking forward to Leicester. There's going to be a lot of time in that. We've got a lot of work to do to prepare, but excuse me, when that comes round, then it'll be a special moment. But more than anything, we want to win that game.
On the far right over there.
Hi, Frank. Emma Murphy from ITV News.
Sorry, yeah, gotcha.
Do you believe you've got the experience that's needed to carry out this role?
I presume that question will come quite early, and I would say that I thought about it a lot because I know that it's an obvious question, and I understand it because in 1 year in professional management and you get the Chelsea job, that doesn't come around very often, and I think football is probably littered with stories of inexperienced managers who do really, really well, some spectacularly well, and some that don't. And probably really experienced managers that some do really, really well and some that don't. So I think really I don't want to go before and start saying I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that. What I do believe in is that in my playing career I played under a lot of managers, fantastic managers, things I learnt along the way that I've tried to mould and to be in myself. So I think that stands me in good stead. I've had 1 year at Derby where I think I learnt a lot in 1 year. And also I think I know a lot about this club and feel this club and know how it works. So I have to prove that, simple as that. People will question it. I'm ready for that, completely ready for that. I believe in myself completely. And I want to show that I'm ready to manage this club, whether I've had 1 year experience or 10-year experience. What I think will define me and define my time here will be my work ethic and what I put into it to try and bring success.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Ian Bolton.
Frank, is this the dream job?
It's a lovely headline, that one. It's a lovely headline. And I think I kind of answered that, Ian, with the first answer when asked how long it took me to take the job. And of course, everyone knows my links to the club. I don't want to call it the dream job. Everybody knows how I feel. I don't have to give it a name, give it a title. But I love this club, and I want to do my best for this club. And if we can be successful, then you can ask me again when that happens.
You talked about being a realist. What is the club expecting from you? What do you have to deliver, if you like?
Well, I played here for many years, and I know that there are standards, and there's a baseline of definitely being competitive. And I was fortunate enough to be in an era of a club where we were competitive. And to stay competitive in the Premier League is a big ask because we know it's the most competitive league in the world. But it doesn't change the fact that we should be there or thereabouts. So I think the expectation, quite rightly, is that we remain competitive. Of course, there are variables at the moment. We know about the transfer ban. We know about the situation. We know that Manchester City and Liverpool pulled away slightly last year. I think we all have to be realistic about that. But we should never stop trying to, as Chelsea, to be up there, and I think we should be. So, yeah, I'll work to be there. I don't want to proclaim we're going to do this and we're going to do that, but in my instinct to come to this job, and I think the instinct of Chelsea from above will always be that we are competitive and we start the season wanting to win.
How disappointed are you that Eden Hazard has now gone, and how important is it for this club moving forwards that you keep players like Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Callum Hudson-Odoi?
Yeah, I think the Eden Hazard one, from the outside, I wasn't here at the time, but it seemed like something that was really important to Eden personally, and I think the club respected that. The fans respected that. He left on a very good note, and I think I certainly, as a Chelsea fan and played with him and watching from afar, felt that he gave this club and such pleasure and such great times individually in his input that we are thankful that he was here. It's not one to dwell on now. He's gone. We wish him well in his career. He's a great person as well as a great player, and wish him well. And now what's important is what we do, is how we take the club forward. So you lose one great player, of course, but then how do you get around that? You work on the team, and you look around at what you have. And what we do have is already a very strong squad, and we've got young players in a really good age that have not just potential, some of them already showed it in the first team, but have the talent to, I won't say fill Eden Hazard's boots, that's not the question here, he's very unique, but we have players that in their own way can really be huge players for this club. Some that already are huge players, and some that can get even better, and part of my job now will be to try and get that out of them and to develop the great young players that we have here.
Carrie.
Frank, welcome. The fans are